Getting old. Uh, Anyways, Horror Hollywood here again for the third time in one day. As I said in my previous video, I don't make videos often, but when I do, I shove them all into one day. Anyways, today here I have, this might be a short video because I really don't know that much about this axe. I was actually going to go to, I went to a gun show with my brother-in-law and his father, and we went and we were looking around. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy a handgun for reasons. Nothing bad, just I don't have the Texas ID quite yet, so I need to work on that. But I bought this from a gentleman, and actually I wonder if I still have, because I got a text with all the stuff that I got on there, so maybe I have that still. And yep, Linda Farmer. I don't know if that's the company name or not, but this is where they had a little stall down at the area that they were selling stuff, and the best part about it was right in the middle of me purchasing it, some lady had picked it up and asked how much it costed, and I think we were too busy trying to actually buy it for her to notice. But this is actually the one big axe that I've ever had. A lot of the ones I've had were small, not really that good when it came to chopping. Not very aesthetically pleasing either. But this thing actually has a real. I love this thing. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, well, if I can't get a gun, I might as well buy an axe. And I'm like, well, how much is the price? Because I don't want to spend, $800 on something. And he said it was $99. I'm like, sold. Give me it. So it's about 2 feet, maybe a foot and a half long in total. It's got a really nice long handle. It's a full tang. As you can see, it goes all the way down to the very bottom of it. It's got a little spot where you can put a lanyard or something on there, which I think is kind of cool. The back side, it's actually a sharp pick to it. Yeah, one side for the chopping wood, one side to penetrate armor. Yeah! It's got like a nice, I don't know what you kind of call this, but it feels much like a stone. It's got a nice, no, it just feels like a rough stone. It feels like, actually, it kind of does look like more like rusted metal. I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but it's got kind of like a nice stony design here on that. I mean, I really like this axe. The problem is, though, is it's actually got a chip in the blade already. I have this big log in the front yard that me and my brother were going to use for workouts, but unfortunately, we never really got down to it. I was planning on making it into some sort of deadlift thing, but it's a little too heavy for me to be able to do that. Plus, my knees get in the way, so I couldn't really do that. But I had put nailed a piece of rope onto it, and I actually went to chop into the rope, and I think I chipped it. Very well could have been from the nails. That's more or less what it'd be. Actually, I don't really think it's. Yeah, it's chipped. It's kind of like a chip slash roll sort of deal going on here. But it is a really nice axe. You usually have to be really careful with this thing because the backside can screw you up just as well. I actually got right here, the blade actually goes straight down. This whole thing right here. This side is, yeah, it's basically like a spear point at the end here. So this back spike can mess you up real bad. So you don't want to go swing back trying to do that, trying to do the whole Valhalla strike thing and get, stab yourself in the back. Because if you do that, you're more than likely going to stab yourself in the shoulder blade, and then nobody's going to be happy. Ain't nobody going to be happy. Right here's got, I don't remember what they call these. I believe these were called bloodletters or something along the lines of that. So if they get stuck, the blood will come out, and it won't get stuck as easily. But it's nice. It's actually very lightweight for something this size. This is probably about the same size as like my SOG hand axe that I had and a few other things. It's not heavy whatsoever. It's actually very light. It's got somewhat of like a rectangular grip to it. Very nice wood, very smooth. There's no real grip to it. It's just a very smooth wood. That's really all it is. But it feels really nice in the hand. There's really nothing. The tang here doesn't stick out. Had I to guess, it really looks like not that they shaved it down, but they kind of grinded it down to make it fit more into the wood here. So it actually feels like it's just one piece. Like it's just they slapped an axe head on a piece of wood and just painted it, well, to make it look like wood. I don't know. But yeah, it feels really nice in the hand. I actually was chopping it, and it felt really natural. I chopped through some trees around here. Actually, when I first got it, pretty sure it was the same day or the next day when I had my day off from work, and my sister wanted me to cut down some trees that were blocking our driveway, so I just, whew, whew, whew. Yeah, and it worked really well. It's a little hard trying to cut through, some trees when they don't work well. A bunch of small twigs put together, so it was a little difficult to actually try to get a good swing going on without chopping my hand off or chopping into the gate because it was all kind of mixed up. But it worked wonders. It actually has a really nice edge on it. Well, not anymore because I messed that up. Yeah, one side kind of does. But it's got a nice edge to it. The metal feels really good. And I would have to say if it wasn't for me, it's probably more than likely chopping into the nail, I wouldn't have had this chip here. And as far as I remember, they said this was a custom-made axe. Not custom-made for me, but it was custom. Got a little dirt on the edge there. It's got like a rusted finish sort of deal to it. Kind of looks like if you go into an old junkyard and you see the oldest car there, it's kind of got like the cuts and the scrapes on there. It looks really nice. Very lightweight, very sharp. And if you have an old Black Knight coming at you, just right into the temple. Probably. I don't know. I shouldn't be saying this stuff because I think I'm going to get in trouble due to YouTube. Like, he's trying to make people fight each other. No, I'm trying to make people take down a knight. Do it for honor. Do it for your family. Do it for your land. It's going to be like a Monty Python all over again. It is just a scratch. But I love this axe. Every other hand axe I've gotten has been really small, more than likely half the size of this. It's just the shaft alone. It didn't have any weight behind it at all. Granted, this one still doesn't, because pretty much all the weight is here in the hilt. Maybe the hell would this be the shaft? We'll call it the shield. All the weight here is here in the shield. But it feels really good in the hand, man. I've chopped some tree branches down when I was chopping down it was about a big old hunk of log, and it actually went in fairly well. Like I said, if it wasn't for me chopping into the nail like an idiot, I wouldn't have had the chip there. But it did some damage. It actually got stuck in there pretty good. I have not really used the back spike yet. Just by the looks of it, I feel like if I did that, I might very well just snap it off. That's got a really sturdy part here. I want to say it's probably about maybe an inch long. Oh, that's about an inch long. The only thing is that I've had a few blades where there was a very thin point. One of my old Bowie knives, I believe I made a video about it. It actually broke at a little bit above the handle because that was the thinnest point there. Not because it was thin there, width-wise, but it was just it didn't have a lot of mass there, and a little bit above it had way more. So it was all that weight was concentrated on that one point. But, oh man, I love this axe. Ninja. But yes, it's a really nice axe, and I suggest you look them up. 1 second. I'm an idiot looking at my phone upside down. Linda Farmer on SquareUp.com. I'll be nice and I'll leave a link to them at the bottom in the description below, because they do make. They had a giant table full of all kinds of stuff. They had a lot of Damascus steel blades. They had trench knives, karambit knives, Bowie knives. They had little bitty knives. They had neck. What do I call those things? Push daggers. And a few other things. They had all kinds of stuff, really. But the one thing that caught my eye was this axe. This is one of the coolest things I've ever purchased, and it's around $99 to $120. I'm having a little bit of a hard time remembering. But for the price of that, this thing definitely works. Swings like a pro. I ain't really got no problem stopping it. Of course, you can move a little bit. I wouldn't recommend, though, if you ever get something like this, putting your hand right there. Because you can punch with an axe. But right here, it's got a bit of the edge. It's not really much the edge there, but it sticks out a little bit. And that can cut into you. Actually got a little bit of a mark on me just from holding it like I have. But it feels really good. And I suggest if y'all want to do it, get something like this. Get a cool, custom-made weapon. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Bye-bye. Man, I suck with English.